Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series as we are here with the next gens at Chicagoland Speedway. This circle track, as I like to consider it, because it seems like there's nothing straight here at Chicagoland. Even the backstretch is it's curved. It's as simple as that. I mean, you can see it on the track map when we have it up here. I guess maybe the straightaway, maybe there's straights kind of heading into the tri-oval on the front stretch and heading into turn one, but that's about it. It's pretty much a circle other than that, but it'll be a good one out here tonight. Looks like we got a little over 20 cars getting ready to take the green flag here tonight. They're out there qualifying right now, but while we have some time, we're going to do what we typically do here tonight. No invocation here tonight, unfortunately. We don't have our fearless leader in here, Kent, with the invocation. So we're going to do the national anthems, get these drivers started up, and then we're going to get to 75 laps of racing action. So Jimmy, the second man here in the booth, and we'll bring in the third man here in a bit. But Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and get us started with those national anthems here tonight?
Yeah, I guess typical fashion. I guess we're at home, so just I don't know, be proud.
National anthems for Canada and the United States to get us kicked off here. Again, no vacation here tonight. So it's time to bring in our third member of the booth here, Colton, and have him give us those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, that is our key to get this thing underway. So we're going to go ahead and get these drivers ready and lined up. And in the meantime, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown of tonight's starting order, as we should be pretty much done here with qualifying.
Yeah, they still got a few minutes left to actual qualifying unless they advance. So we'll just give you a rundown of who's done, who's where as it stands right now. And the the timing tower says it best there. It's going to be right now. It is Dylan Jacobs up on top of the leaderboard here, with Brian Roy in second, and then Cody Brewer in third. Dylan Emerson and then Devon Black will round out your top 5. 6th place has Joshua Smith, Richard Covington Jr. in 7th, TJ Hanley out there in 8th, Josh Dillon in 9th, Kelly Akrons in 10th, Tiffany Ellis is here tonight, and 11th. Harry Krantz is in 12th, Matthew Hake back there in 13th, 14th, Ron Millum, and 15th is going to be Kyle Emerson. Cody Handler is in 16th, and then Thomas O'Connor is currently in 17th. Now, there's a few other drivers out there just haven't put any laps in. Charlie Stafford, Bernie Reyes, Jay Monin, and then Will O'Connor and Shane King not putting any laps in. But there's a couple minutes left, so if they happen to get a lap in there, then obviously they could be falling to those top 17. But if not, they'll be starting in the back here at Chicagoland, which isn't quite a bad thing, as this is a very fast track, and definitely one that the draft will work multiple grooves. And I've seen some wrecking because you can't just put the foot on the gas pedal and not lift it all here tonight. So we'll see how the drivers handle it here tonight, and work the track and their tires and see what kind of finish they come up with here.
Yeah, we'll see what these drivers can do. Obviously, this is race number 6 here on the season. Last week, we had Thomas O'Connor being able to survive the Coliseum at Bristol. I mean, this one here tonight should be more of a typical type of race here. The 1.5 mile tri-oval here at Chicagoland. I mean, it's certainly it's funky. It's got its little quirks for sure, but it should be a pretty good one out here. Dylan Emerson and TJ Hanley tied at the top of the points, and we're going to go ahead and we got some time because they're going to be kind of letting this time get a little bit closer down to the start of this thing. So we'll go ahead and bring in the driver of the number 8, TJ Hanley. TJ, you're obviously enjoying a pretty good start to the season here, and after 5 weeks of racing, you're tied with Dylan Emerson. You're tied with the returning points champion at the top of the boards, and a decent amount clear of Dylan Jacobs there in third. So, what's it going to take to kind of break free from Dylan there? It's just going to be just kind of taking it race by race, or is there something that you're looking forward to?
Truth be told, I'm just gonna drive my own race. The worst I've finished all season, so in these first 5 races, is 3rd place. The worst Emerson's done, I believe, was an 8th at Atlanta. And of course the drop race. So his 8th place doesn't count. One of my 3rd places, and of course my 3rd place from last week doesn't count. So, by the way, thanks for saying that I lied. I rewatched the broadcast.
You're welcome. You know what you did.
But no, I'm just gonna run my own race. I'm very excited for tonight. I love speedway racing. Couldn't have asked for anything better, honestly. But tonight's not about, or at least at the start of tonight's not going to be about the points. It's going to be about remembering Biffle and all those who we lost here not too long ago in the unfortunate accident. As far as just the regular season's concerned, just gonna go race by race, try to get up there, get to the front, work on what I need to work on, better myself.
Buddy, well, we see you're out there pacing around, getting ready for this thing, so we'll let you go, get at it, and we'll get to these the pace laps here.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll see y'all after the race.
That is a driver of the number 8, TJ Hanley, and as mentioned, we're going to do a bit of a special tribute here for the opening of this race. We're going to do a little bit extra pace laps here, and we're going to show you some of the Biffle paint schemes out there, as this is a bit of a remembrance here for Greg Biffle, for him, his family that has unfortunately recently passed away in the unfortunate airplane accident, and just a thank you to him and everything that he's done for the racing community. So we're gonna go ahead and do a bit of moment of silence here as we pace around here, and we'll have Jimmy go through and show you the different Greg Biffle paint schemes. I'm gonna go to Shane King.
Oh yeah, he's in the
Moment of silence there, and again, a remembrance for Greg Biffle, certainly known for driving the National Guard at number 16 right there. As thank Shane King for coming out here, the man that is behind the curtains there for the Hold Your Brakes Academy. He came out here with his number 16 here tonight, and drove around here behind the pace car and kind of led this field here, and then as you see pulled in the pits. So thank you to Shane for coming out here and doing that for us as well. But we're getting ready to go racing now, and again we've got 75 laps of racing to get to here tonight at Chicagoland, and it's going to be some fast-paced racing. I mean, this is a fast track. It's, you know, we kind of joke about it being a circle, but it lends to a lot of fast racing out here tonight, you know, kind of akin to some of the other mile-and-a-half tracks like Kansas or like Kentucky. It should be some pretty good racing, but maybe not as wide as some of the other ones out there. So we'll see how the passing is and see how the different lines are. We're about to find out, because the pace car is in. Dylan Jacobs and Brian Roy are going to get that first green flag of the night as we are racing here at Chicagoland.
Cody Brewer getting one heck of a jump too, enough to get up alongside Dylan Jacobs and fight for the lead. But you can see obviously they're already going 3 wide here with a 51.21 and a 6. But that works itself out pretty quickly, as 3 wide is not recommended, especially early on when tires aren't really heated up too much. But I mean, it does work. It can happen, and I'm not saying you won't see more of it here tonight, but definitely gonna be some. It just upsets the car so much, Carl.
Well, I see you're keen on the 88 there of David Chapman. Or should I say?
This guy.
Yeah, no, I made the mistake several times on Sunday night on Monday night, calling David Chapman, Tiffany Ellis, because they both run the number 88, and it was a very similar paint scheme. So I'll finally own up to it. I tried to throw Jimmy under the bus several times. Nobody's buying it, so I guess I'll own up to it. But it is, I promise, Tiffany Ellis in the 88 here tonight. But Brian Roy is the one that is out front in the 82, as he's taking the lead here over Dylan Emerson, who's now moved that number 6 up to the front. And I mean, Jimmy, we talked about that paint scheme even before Christmas, the ugly sweater type paint scheme, but it's working for him. Certainly, it's got him tied for the points lead right now with TJ Hanley, as we mentioned before the race. TJ back in the field, trying to work his way up. He started back there in 8th place, actually dropped to 9th right now. It has a major incident right there. The 91 of Ron Millam into the wall extremely hard, and not sure how much he can see. That hood is up on the number 91. I believe maybe Kelly Akron got involved in that one as well, but that is a wrecked John Deere number 1 right now. We'll take a look and see what happened. You see him already loose right there. Tried to correct it, and that's one thing about these next-gen cars, Jimmy. They don't correct well. It's either you save it, or that's what's going to happen right there. If you try and overcorrect it, it is not going to play well. You see the 20 there of Kelly Akron going down and through the grass, but that is a major impact there for Ron Millam, as he is going to get a meatball flag after that one. Had to jump into the pits. Looks like Kelly Akron, maybe a little bit of damage just from going through the grass here, but no meatball or anything like that. But it's going to bring us under our first caution of the night, and man, it was a pretty heavy one. And you see right there what Ron Millam sees. Nothing.
Jab the brakes.
Just a big yellow hood.
Jab the brakes. You want to try? That's gotta be awful. Now I do know that the VR, if you're in VR, that you actually can stick your head out the window.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, triple screens, you don't have that option. You're just kind of looking for the white line, the apron, the grass, something to kind of guide you around. That's definitely a tough spot. The best thing you can do is just jab the brakes, and hopefully it goes down. You can see gets a little bit of relief once he slows down just a little bit, but need to get that car back to the front here. Obviously caution early on lap number 4, but it's going to leave a few drivers out. A lot of drivers kind of coming in here early, maybe just topping off for gas just to kind of make sure that maybe they can make it with one more stop after this. I don't know, or actually I do. Somebody sent me a I won't say who, sent me a message saying laps are right around 23-ish to 27. So there's like a gap there that depending on how much they save, but you can tell that obviously with that in mind, obviously still it's only slightly over 50 some laps, so not quite to that point, but definitely a lot closer. So maybe they can stretch it out and save just a little bit longer, but you never know what's going to happen in these races. But a little rough start there for the John Deere machine, but I'm sure they'll get back out there and get things going once again. Yeah, no fast repair. I wonder, did he tow?
Oh, yeah, he had to tow the pits. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he couldn't see, Jimmy. Whether he's in VR or not, that was going to be a rough way to get back to the pits, and not sure if he could have, because that front right tire was really jacked as well. So he did end up towing it back to the pits, but luckily no one else really getting involved, as we've seen Kelly Akron took through the grass there, but other than that, not too much. Now you see our points leader, or not our points leader, our pole sitter here tonight lost the lead here early on, came into the pits already once. Nice coming back in here again. Let me just top it off and kind of going off strategy, since he lost the lead. Maybe he doesn't want to try and run fast up there with the leaders. He's playing a different type of fuel game, strategy game here tonight, and it's just not necessarily a bad thing there for Dylan Jacobs coming in there right now. But it's going to be Brian Roy, Dylan Emerson, Josh Duncan, Joshua Smith, Matthew Hake for your top 5, Harry Krantz, Kyle Emerson, Cody Handler, TJ Hanley, and Richard Covington Jr. for your top 10 for this restart, as we will we'll get them backfired off. But we obviously seen Shane King out there with the the official Greg Biffle paint scheme, the one that everybody certainly recognizes, but definitely the 3M paint scheme is another recognizable one out there as well. And we got 4 of them out there. We got 3 of them lined up on the inside in 1, 3, and 5, and then we got the other one back there with Tiffany Ellis. Yeah, exactly. The other one out there with Tiffany Ellis, not David Chapman, back there in the 88s towards the back half of the field. But the pace car, it's going to make that hard left-hand turn. I can't believe he makes that cone, Jimmy. It's a heck of a it's got a great steering radius on that pace car. But we're back to racing here, as Brian Roy shoots out of the cannon here. Great restart for the 82s. A couple of drivers up there scraping the wall on the restart.
Yeah, obviously the drivers trying to get every bit they can here early on. You can see some of the runs that they get here. And wow, 13
I just
giving
shot for you.
a shot to the 7 there, almost mid-corner. Probably wasn't expecting them to be that slow, but you could see the run that the 13 had. Definitely had to check up. You see a little wiggle there as they come around the front stretch. So car's a little loose here tonight, Carl. I guess they're hoping these tires kind of wear out just a little bit, heat up with 13 getting another great run going up there into the wall. It's tagging it just a little bit, but gonna get another good run here down the backside of the track here. I'll go back here with the 60 of Kyle Emerson here, running that mid-high line as well. But is there like a stapler up there or something for the 13th that they need to put the binding together?
Well, I was kind of surprised in turns 1 and 2 there because he got into the wall, but it didn't latch on like a lot of times it does. It kind of just seemed like he scraped the wall a little bit and then he got right off it right away, which is nice. It's kind of how it should be. It shouldn't just glue you to the wall, but they're coming off of turn 4. It was just too high, and it doesn't matter if it was going to bounce off or not. He was stuck to the wall coming off of that one. He certainly appears to like the high line here tonight so far for Matthew Hake, but you got to be careful out there as well. Ron Millum looks like maybe he didn't have the fast repair turned on because the tow should have been done by now, and he's still sitting there unfortunately with a meatball, so maybe down to 18 cars here tonight because Shane King obviously just out there representing Greg Biffle. Then you got Bernie Reyes and Jay Monin not gonna race here tonight the way it looks, so 18 cars right now. Brian Roy leads the way, but everyone's still out there in a pack until you get back here to Will O'Connor, kind of the last one in this pack. There's a little bit of a gap then back to Dylan Jacobs, who's again maybe just kind of hanging back there, playing a different strategy here tonight after he had the pole. He certainly he's got a fast number 5, but maybe he's playing the slow game right now.
Yeah, not quite sure what's up, but I know you're out there, Shane, asking for the correct name broadcast package, and take your price and times it by 4, and then we'll think about calling names correctly all the time, because never know who's out there. No, man, we always have fun up here in the booth, and obviously we have a lot of fun, and sometimes I'm not perfect, and everybody says names. Carl gets a kick out of making me say names that are a little difficult, so I try to do my best, but that's what makes it so entertaining. We'll have to say that it won't be the first and won't be the last time that people have changed their paint scheme because of what I've called him. We had this guy, his name was Peter, I forget his last name, but I called him Peter Parker. Persuchek. Yeah, I called him Peter Parker for maybe 4 weeks, and then he changed his paint scheme on his truck to a Spider-Man paint scheme. It was awesome. Just the people kind of go with it. They know that sometimes their names are a little tough to say.
Screw-ups. Yes.
Hey, I can laugh, they can laugh, and if somebody is really bothered by how I pronounce their name, please DM me. We'll all hook up with you in chat, and you can tell me a few times, and that way I will hopefully sink in my thin-memoried brain as I'm getting older. And try to remember it for the next time. So it does help after you say it a bunch of times. Carl yells at me every now and then when I say them all right.
Yeah, it's frustrating for me when you get everything right.
If it's the Tiffany Ellis thing, that was just Carl. He just seen the 88 and he was like,
definitely
Tiffany Ellis out on the track. Tiffany Ellis is leading. Tiffany Ellis in a wreck. That's not
you didn't once decide to correct me. You just let me roll.
I sure did.
This was certainly planned by you. Yeah, exactly. You were reveling in me screwing up, but
I was.
Either way. Last week when they had the dodgeball paint schemes, we got to be Pepper and Cotton as well. So that was certainly fun on the front of Kent's car. But we got a battle here for the lead, as Dylan Emerson to the outside here of Brian Roy, trying to take it away. Gets a good run. He's going to have a slight edge on the backstretch, but it's not straight. So maybe a little edge given back there to Brian Roy heading into turn number 3. Seeing the lap car getting down out of the way as it looks like Ron Millum finally is back out there, but several laps down now. Looks like 10 laps down actually, to be exact. And right now it is Dylan Emerson still on the outside, still trying to complete that pass. As you see Brian Roy kind of running him up a little bit higher. Roy's not taking that bottom line. He's kind of taking the middle and making Emerson run around the high line, but it's going to be enough to get him to the lead here for the first time tonight. Josh Duncan, Josh Smith, and Thomas O'Connor rounding out your top 5 as Thomas O'Connor is up 12 spots after starting back there in 17th. Henry Krantz, TJ Hanley, Cody Handler, Devin Black, and Matthew Hake for your top 10.
Yeah, definitely having a good run here for the number 18, trying to make his way to the front. Also, it's good to hear that the shirts have arrived and everybody's sporting those fancy new shirts that we were able to hand out for the viewers out there. And it's something that me and Carl like to do when we have our special events, is give back to the community, to those that aren't out on the track competing, and then just show up each and every week to support their favorite driver, just kind of have a little fun and give back to the community as you guys keep us entertained out there as well, and give us something to talk about when we run out of things to say, whether it's Carl can't say names or I'm the best iRacing caller on the planet. I mean, whatever it is, but either way, we have fun out here.
Haley, it looks like Haley got her shirt. We heard earlier in the last broadcast that Chris Burrell got her shirt as well. So definitely thank you for tuning in here as Sierran fans, and a thank you to Kim's Cups and More as well for putting those shirts together for us. And if you haven't done so yet, definitely check them out on Facebook. They do pretty much anything and everything, whether you want something that's already designed by them, or if you want to design something for yourself. I mean, that's kind of what we did here with the CRN shirts. Check them out. Again, it's Kim's Cups. It's Kim's Cups, both with a K, and More on Facebook, and get you in touch with what they have to offer over there. But we got a good race, good battle here, and certainly mixing it up here. Certainly seen quite a few drivers up there on the outside wall. None more than the 13 there, Matthew Hake. He is trying to widen this track as much as possible. Maybe he's trying to straighten it out for me. Maybe he's trying to push straight away.
Well, maybe that's
somewhere
why
on this track for
maybe
me.
why it's not straight.
Very well. It's
Chastain
just a straight circle.
Everybody just wall ride and stretching this thing out just a little bit, bringing out the good old Ross Chastain rule, just stick it on the wall and pedal to the metal. But obviously
he's putting post-it notes around this entire track at this point with that 3 on number 13.
I mean, maybe he's got stickies. Maybe he's got some post-it notes that he's putting on the wall. High spot here, high spot there. Just tag him.
I mean, surprisingly, really no damage that I can see. No damage. Certainly no meatball. It looks like a little scuffed up, a little scraped up, but the car's still running, and it's still, I'd say, turning, but I'm not sure how much more it's going to turn if you keep whacking the wall like that. But it's so far so good, I guess. But none better than the 6 of Dylan Emerson, as he's now got 0.6 of a second lead over Brian Roy at the front, getting up and completing lap number 25 here at Chicagoland. So we're a third of the way through this race already, and a good job by these drivers. Just really the one incident there early on with Ron Millum trying to catch it, and as I mentioned, these next-gen cars, they're planted so well to the track to begin with. Like the downforce just seems like is very good on these cars. I don't like them, just plain and simple. I just don't like the way these cars feel compared to the other cars out there. But when you lose them, they can be very hard to catch. And you've seen Millum try to catch it, tried to counter steer, and it grabbed. And it certainly grabbed a lot of grip and threw him right into the outside wall. And he's paid the price from it. And he's back there 19th right now, about 10 laps down. But we're starting to see some pit stops here, Jimmy. I mean, it hasn't really been that long. Most of the drivers came into the pits already, under that caution. Maybe some of these drivers that are in right now didn't make a pit stop yet. So Thomas O'Connor is going to shuffle up there to the lead for now. He pit on lap number 6. TJ Hanley Dylan Jacobs, Richard Covington, and Will O'Connor right now. Pit cycles starting to come about here for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, obviously, they're out there trying to, get what needs to get done here, and you see the drivers still out there. We're in on lap number 6. Only Cody Hamler not cutting at all. And now everybody else coming in here on lap number 27. And when I go ahead and I shift this, I show you the gap, you can see where everybody is, and they're going a lap down. So this isn't actually a bad thing. Those drivers can stay out a few laps longer, and you never know what's going to happen. Maybe they can catch a caution, and then everybody's going to come in, and then you're just beneficial, fresh tires, and still get back out front. So. But hopefully they can keep this thing green here, and it does look like they're going to need one more pit stop at the end to make it the rest of the way, and hopefully that's what will happen here. Is we've had some great racing so far this week here at CRN, and a lot of green flag runs. Pretty good run here on Tuesday night, Monday night. No, Tuesday night with the Core Xfinity Series. They want green from start to finish, and then obviously tonight we had a exciting race over there at a new track with CSRL, and then now tonight here already 31 laps in, putting on a great show so far. So just great racing all week long, and still have another race to cover tomorrow night with virtual velocity racing as well. And then me and Carl are going to take a couple days to ourselves, find ourselves out on the track for a Daytona 24-hour event in the Porsche GT3 car. So looking forward to that, to hanging out with my buddy Carl and a few others that we have got to drag along with us into the trenches of
Chicken screaming.
the battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly one that I look forward to, and I think a lot of sim racers, road racers especially, look forward to, is the Daytona 24. It's definitely, I would say, the most popular one that iRacing puts on all year on the road side of it. Obviously, on the oval side, you'll have the Daytona 500. You'll have on my brain farting, Ellis into the wall on the inside, and that car is definitely damaged. Gonna need to use a fast repair now after coming in to try and make just a regular pit stop. Gonna need a little bit more work to that 88 now.
Talk about wild child.
Yeah, that was not exactly the entry that
she's the wild child. Definitely was a wild one there with that entrance. We'll have to. I didn't lose much time, but not a way that you'd want to use your fast repair. TJ Hanley in the pits, and Kelly Akron in as well. Charlie Stafford comes down. Richard Covington out front right now, and at number 21, Kentucky Fried Chicken Machine. Dylan Jacobs makes his way back up in P number 5, but definitely going to be some of those cars that need to pit sooner or later here, as we are on that lap 34.75, almost at a halfway point, and you can see just those few cars still coming in a little late.
Dylan,
I don't know what that is.
If that's an unsafe entry or not. Drove over the cone. I don't see any black flags as of yet. What a save there from the 5. Almost did the same thing that Tiffany Ellis just did, but able to keep it off the wall and get enough in between the cones to avoid the pit road penalty there. That got very close, but this is going to complete our first green flag at pit cycle. Dylan Emerson should shuffle back here to the lead, and he'll have a 2-second lead over Brian Roy as they're coming down the front stretch right now. They're going to pass those cars that are in the pits, but those cars that just came in, Dylan Jacobs, Richard Covington, and Cody Brewer, going a little bit further into the run. We'll see how that plays out in the long run, if that can maybe save them a pit stop here at the night. Thomas O'Connor with the fastest lap of the race that last time by with a 30.16. Nobody getting down in the sub-30s just yet. We'll see if that happens at all here tonight, but a 2.3 second lead for your points leader, or one of your points leaders, I should say, Dylan Emerson out front over Brian Roy. Joshua Smith, Josh Duncan, Ari Krantz for your top 5. Then you got, after the pit stops, Thomas O'Connor, TJ Hanley, Matthew Hake, Dylan Jacobs, and Devin Black for your top 10.
They're definitely doing a good job here tonight to run green flag run here at Chicagoland. It can be a tricky track, as you can see that obviously the John Deere machine catching the brunt of that one, and now maybe a little leery here as he's getting passed by some of the other drivers. So the 91s, but still out there. So, obviously when you make a mistake, sometimes it's hard to kind of come back from that, but you need to get back out on the track, get them laps in, and figure out the groove here so you can carry that on to the next time you come here, or you never know what's going to happen. Maybe get back on a lead lap eventually. So, but the 91 a couple laps down at the moment, but still out there chugging along as he's getting caught there with TJ Hanley as he makes his way around the 91 as he goes way down there on the apron. And right in front you can see a small little battlefield.
Yeah, Thomas O'Connor, I'm keeping an eye on that number 18. Right after I mentioned it, he did run a sub 30-second lap, 29.95, one of his first laps out of the pits, and he's starting to work his way up through the top part of this field, up into fourth right now, just getting past the 7 of Josh Duncan after he passed the 11 of Harry Krantz. He's looking pretty good in that number 18 right now pulling up alongside of Joshua Smith, battle for third, but the yellow flag is going to come out, and unfortunately, doesn't look like it's going to be the night for Ron Millum. I believe the 91 had another issue here and maybe was slowing down to come into the pits. The exact same thing happened. It got a little loose. He tried to correct it. And up to the outside wall he goes here once again. Looks like at least this time the hood stays latched. He's not looking at just a full windscreen of yellow.
Yeah, it's not fun when that's all you get a chance to look at. But obviously, he's sitting there in the track, waiting for the caution to come out. Allow the drivers to kind of go by. You don't know, you don't want to be unpredictable and pull forward because that's what you want to do. But more than likely, he'll probably back up once he knows that he's clear. But yeah, just overall, just a good job, just kind of holding up. You can see he backs up out of the way, get that thing turned around. When he has the opportunity, go slowly so everybody knows kind of what you're doing. Get back out there, catch back up to the field. But yeah, trying to come down on the pits here to kind of wrap things up, and I'm not going to be able to do that. It ends up hitting the outside wall. But caution flag flies here on lap 38, I believe it was. So now we're on lap 40, Carl. So we got 35 laps. I don't think anybody can make it the rest of the way, so it's gonna be interesting.
I was kind of wondering what we'd see here because we had basically half the field coming in at lap 26 and the other half kind of coming in around like lap 32. So it's only been 7 or 8 laps for some of those drivers. Maybe you think about staying out here, but looks like the entire field coming into the pits on this lap. Kyle Emerson, Will O'Connor looks like they're going to stay out to get a wave around here. And hope that another quick caution comes out as a 21 overshoots his pits. So does a 51. Not easy getting these things to break in their pit stalls. I've seen a couple of drivers, even on the last round of pit stops, shoot through their boxes here a little bit. But we'll see who wins the battle off pit road. Not taking any tires, or maybe at least taking right side tires. TJ Hanley is going to get the number 8 out in front of Dylan Emerson and Brian Roy. Josh Smith for your top 4. Thomas O'Connor going to come out in 5th. Harry Krantz, Josh Duncan, Dylan Jacobs, Matthew Hake, Kyle Emerson for your top 10 as you see the battle off pit road, and the 12 of Cody Brewer ends up looping it right at the exit of pit road. Not going to be any kind of black flag, but it's definitely going to be some spots that are lost right there.
Yeah, it's like embarrassing. Obviously, it's not something you want to do. It just happens, and kind of get out there and you get excited, leave the pits, and tires just break loose. The next thing you know, you're going the other way.
Kyle Emerson decided to come down into pit road and top off here. And I think he was a little quick coming into pit road because he ended up getting a black flag coming in here. So he's going to be able to top off. Looks like he's going to take 4 tires as well. So not sure what happened here with the 60, but or maybe he was actually, I believe he was one of the cars that was staying out there to try and get one of his laps back. So maybe that's why he got the black flag. But he's going to come back out there. Looks like he's got the black flag cleared. He'll rejoin at the back of the pack, but TJ Hanley is going to be the one that leads him back to green here tonight. And again, he started up there in 8th place. He's up 7 spots now to the lead. Dylan Emerson started in 4th. He's up to 2nd. Biggest mover of the race is Thomas O'Connor. Started in 17th and up into 5th currently. So pretty much the entire top 10, at least looks like 8 of them are advanced positions from where they started. So good start for a lot of these drivers. Drivers going the opposite way for the time being. Dylan Jacobs, Devin Black, both down 8 spots from their starting spot, and looks like Cody Brewer, same thing. But a lot of those, Cody just lost on that exit. But again, we'll watch that pace car just make a violent turn to the left down into pit road. And on the loud pedal here again, TJ Hanley is going to lead him back to green flag.
Yeah, it gets a nice start, obviously, being able to be the start car. It's always easy to kind of get a good old jump there, but you see the battle here in the middle of the field as the drivers are getting runs, getting these tires warmed up. The 7 and 11 are side by side back here for P6 and 7 as they battle back and forth here. But yeah, everybody's kind of traveling all over the place on the track. It's kind of fun to see where people like to drive. Nobody loves to be right behind somebody. That dirty air can really affect getting in and out of the corner. But here they are, going 2 wide, 3 wide at Chicagoland. 44 laps in, TJ Hanley out the lead with Bryant Roy in 2nd. Dylan Emerson is in 3rd. Joshua Smith up 2 spots in 4th, and then Thomas O'Connor up 12 sitting in 5th.
The way they're kind of moving around here to all these different lines, it almost kind of reminds me of like a mini Michigan here tonight with all these different ways to tackle these corners, and we're seeing plenty of 2-3 wide racing. So good job, and certainly entertaining for us here tonight. We're going to go ahead and step away here as we're in the second half of this race, and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Hello there.
Seeing some good battling right back here in the top 5 as it's really close, even bumping and banging. Now 3 wide here, almost for second place. Everybody throw a blanket on the top 8 right now. As man, I mentioned about this thing being like mini Michigan. It's definitely driving like it right now. We got all kinds of battling up here. You seen what happened there to Cody Handler? Just came up. I don't think he got touched at all. I think just maybe a little arrow loose, but it sent him down through the grass into pit lane. Unfortunately, about 3 boxes past his pit box, so he had to back it up and get back in there. But not going to be the night that Cody Handler wanted to have there, and the number 19. But great battling up front. TJ Hanley still has the lead. He's got about an 0.8 of a second lead over Dylan Emerson as they were getting close to some battle there for a little bit. But Josh Duncan, Thomas O'Connor, Brian Roy currently your top 5 right now. But I mean, check back in a lap and it could change. They're getting some heavy battling up front here. Do we have our sound on, Jimmy?
Sorry, I didn't unmute myself. Love to hear iRacing. No, I'm back though, but definitely some great battling here on the track, everyone. Obviously, TJ Hanley up front getting things done here with that good pit stop and a decision here as he's leading over Dylan Emerson. Thomas O'Connor trying to get back up there, though. He's up into P number 3 now in front of Josh Duncan, sitting up there in 4th spot, having a great run there in the number 7 Sundrop machine. Dylan Jacobs back up towards the front now, up in P number 5. Brian Roy up in 6th. And Joshua Smith, Harry Krantz, Cody Brewer, and Devin Black for your top 10. So good run for everybody there so far. Maybe a few drivers not having the run they would like to have towards the back of the field here, but it does look like, let's see, pulling up the gap here. We have 14 drivers still in the lead lap as Richard Covington Jr. has come down for his last and final pit stop.
Yeah, coming down to the end here as we're getting down to the nitty gritty here as the last few laps are coming up here. And we're going to see who's got the right strategy here tonight. I know we had a couple cautions here, kind of put everybody on a similar strategy, but TJ Hanley right now has got the number 8 out front and trying to hold off Dylan Emerson from making a late race charge, as well as the rest really of the top 10 right now. That's majority of where the battles are brewing right now. 13 cars on the lead lap, but we're going to see some more pit stops here. You see Tiffany Ellis, Kelly Akron now coming in to make their pit stops, and we'll see when our leaders are going to make their way in, because I don't think even with some caution laps they're going to make it 35 laps on fuel.
Now, considering where I've gotten my fuel laps from, I don't see them extending that far. But they're going to do their best to try to keep that run alive here. As TJ is out there leading the way over Dylan Emerson, Thomas O'Connor, and Dylan Jacobs. And obviously, you know, TJ wants to stay out front, like to stay out there as long as possible, out there in front of the number 6. But, you know, obviously, we got to go look back of the pack, Carl. I mean, we got Cody Brewer trying to come back up through again. He's on the back bumper of the 11 of Harry Krantz, trying to get things done here. There's a lot of drivers coming in. Checks up to 12. That's going to make lose a lot of time just on the speedway, as he had to check up to avoid getting into drivers as they were entering in pit lane. So you've seen the mass entry there by a lot of drivers. And the 12 almost getting wrapped up in an incident, but getting passed by the 2 Hooters machines as they go by. But back on the track, we'll see when Cody Brewer decides to come in. Currently sitting in 3rd, but that checkup there could have cost him, Paul.
Dare I say, can I say, he's now got a pair of Hooters in front of him, so he's got something to look at. We'll just throw that out there. But Charlie Stafford is the leading Hooters car right now in the 28, but your top 3 have to make a pit stop yet, as we've seen pretty much everyone else come in. The leader off of pit road, the one that has got the lead of everyone that has come into the pits already, Dylan Jacobs, deciding not to take tires. At most, he took right side tires. But caution flag on the speedway. Charlie Stafford, Devin Black, Cody Brewer, loving to see this right here, because this is going to put everything on its head. And man, talk about a freebie for them. We'll take a look back and see what brought out this caution. Looks like I'm wondering if it was Josh Duncan, Brian Roy. It looks like a couple of them may be involved in some kind of incident here.
Yeah, trying to catch what happened here. Yeah, the 82 getting off and giving it a little bit too much gas, trying to leave the pits, but I'm not quite sure what else. And then you had Josh Duncan to see what happened here. Still trying to see why. Weird iRacing. I've seen worse incidents with no flags flown here, but definitely, I guess a saving grace there for some of those drivers that had to couldn't quite get off pit lane to get these things tied up. But now, you know, Carl comes into play here. We got 8 laps to go. And we have drivers who decided to mix up their pit stops strategies, whether it was no tires, 2 tires, 4 tires, you know, and how much, depending on how much fuel they decided to take. But late game caution definitely could stir things up here. Who's going to be the winner here tonight? Cody Brewer comes down in the pits to get their fuel, and Charlie Stafford, Devin Black, Dylan Jacobs back down in the pits.
Yeah, he was the wave around car. He got the lucky dog, so he's coming back down here. And now I would assume he's going to come in and take 4 tires, and this is kind of a free pit stop for him. He's going to be able to come back out and rejoin the field, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of drivers taking the wave around, but he should be able to line up in front of them. I'm not sure how that works with the lucky dog and wave arounds and everything like that. We'll see how this thing plays out. I see Charlie Stafford with a black flag. I'm not sure if that's going to get cleared or if he's going to have to serve this thing. Cody Brewer right now is your leader in the 12, so very interesting how this thing all played out. I see a ton of cars in front of them. They're all waiting out there to get the wave around to get them back onto the lead lap, because right now, as it stands, we technically only have 4 cars on the lead lap. So everyone else going to get out there, get the wave around. I see Charlie Stafford back in the pit lane. He can't serve that penalty under caution.
No.
So we'll see if he's coming back in and maybe just yeah, he tried to, but yeah, you have to serve that under green, unfortunately. So he's going to come back out there. It's going to give Devin Black a spot and move him up to second place. But Jimmy, we're down to the last 7 laps of this race. It's certainly got interesting here with the late race caution, the questionable caution, questioning iRacing, that is. I mean, it's like the NFL. Sometimes you question the referees. Well, here we're questioning the iRacing referees and throwing this caution, because, yeah, I agree. We've seen cars spin out in the racing line with other cars there and no caution. This one down in the grass, I guess it's in the pit road racing line, and there it was pit stops going on. Maybe throwing a dart out there, maybe that's why. But yeah, that was a questionable caution flag for sure.
Yeah, I don't quite get it sometimes, Carl. I mean, obviously you see Barney's brother down there with the erratic pit entries that we see him go down there, but obviously they're still going around here. I'm not quite sure it is, because the pace car just left. But are they going to wait up and group back up solo here for one more caution?
No, I think they're going to extend this caution, basically, because there was drivers still trying to get back in line in the correct spots, and now the pace car going to come back out. We've seen some cars jumping up there at the last second. We still see Charlie Stafford again out there with a black flag. Seen Joshua Smith had a black flag. He got it cleared. Now it looks like Charlie Stafford is going to have that black flag cleared. So we will have
interesting
14 cars on the lead lap as pace car are going to come back out here. And what this is going to do is it's going to help Cody Brewer. It's one less lap that he's going to have to battle out here for this win, and we'll see how this plays out in the long run. And
well,
we still see some drivers.
They're going to go around this time and one more time.
Yeah, unless they quickly change it here at the end, because it looks like drivers still trying to figure out where the heck they got to be. There's still some confusion out there.
Yeah, there's nothing like the admin's trying to figure out something on the fly, and it's not like the pit or the caution flags are super long, Carl. I mean a minute, you know, so the laps aren't super long here. 43 seconds actually per lap, vice the 30 some, you know, under pace. So it's still at a good clip here, and to figure some of the things out. Sometimes you're just like YOLO. Clear the flags, we'll figure out on the backside and just get this thing over with, and as the race is coming down to an end. But some drivers, obviously, it doesn't sit well with, you know, obviously maybe been in a position, now they're not in that position, they're farther back than they should be. It's really a lot that weighs on the admins and the stewards that try to manage some of iRacing's mistakes. But we do look like we are single file.
Yeah, because all those cars were the ones that took the wave around, so they would have to be single file. They can't double it back up. But it looks like we are going to go back to green this time by, but we did lose a few laps there. So now we're currently 5 laps to go, and it looks like Dylan Jacobs trying to make his way back up here as well. And I thought he should be up here towards the front because he was the lucky dog. He should be in front of the wave around cars, and maybe finally slotting back in there. But we're going to get this thing back under a green. It's going to be 4 laps to go. We're very close to the end of this thing, and certainly some late race shenanigans taking part here. And we'll see how this thing plays out here.
I'm in the booth and not in the admin tower.
Exactly. Cody Brewer and Devin Black on the front row. Going to lead them back to the green flag, and we are racing again here at Chicagoland. Oh, a bit of a bobble from the 51. Almost comes down and takes out the
60.
the third car in line there, the 60 Kyle Emerson. But Emerson is down a lap, so lap car in between here as well, playing a part in the end of this thing. He's trying to get himself back on the lead lap. Would love to see a quick caution here to get back on the lead lap. But Cody Brewer, your leader, as they start to fan out behind him and trying to catch up to the top spot here of Cody Brewer. You see the 5, Dylan Jacobs looking to maybe go 3 wide up the middle. He's going to back out of it. 3 laps to go here at Chicagoland.
Cody Brewer.
And we will get the yellow.
Oh, caution. I see Charlie Stafford involved here. So this will give the drivers a chance to line back up 2x2 and run this thing out to a green-white checker here attempt. But yeah, caution flag flies here on lap number 73. We'll go back and see what happened to Charlie Stafford. And ouch. Ouch.
Heavy impact right there. And that's going to bring out a late race caution here. And right after the 21 of Richard Covington Jr. was able to get in front of the 60 of Kyle Emerson for that lucky dog spot. That was a big pass right there. And it's able to get Covington now in the lucky dog spot to get back onto the lead lap that we've seen right there on the restart. The 60 was trying to race hard, even though he was a lap car up at the front, because he wanted to stay in that lucky dog spot and just lost it before the caution came out. So should see the 21 get the wave around here, but it's going to take us into a bit of overtime here at Chicagoland. This will be green-white checkered attempt number 1 of 2.
Yeah, get an attempt down, and Carl, obviously, unfortunately, especially when it comes down to the end with these green-white checkers, trying to get some sort of racing out down to the finish. But the drivers, they race so hard sometimes that they makes their small mistakes become large mistakes and end up either wrecking themselves or somebody else. But we'll see what these drivers can put together here for the final few laps. They've been doing a fantastic job so far this evening, and a couple late race cautions stirring the pot just a little bit as a few drivers get the wave arounds and lucky dog positions and whatever it may come through. But we're gonna line up 2x2 here this time by. and we'll get a good run here to the end. Cody Brewer leads over Devin Black and TJ Hanley, and then Dylan Jacobs, Dylan Emerson for your top 5. Harry Krantz, Thomas O'Connor, Brian Roy, Will O'Connor, and Tiffany Ellis now in the top 10.
Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. It gets you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. We still got one more race. Tomorrow night, we'll have the Virtual Velocity Racing to wrap up this week's of racing events here on CRN. But it's certainly back in full swing here in 2026, and we're loving it. We got the doubleheader that we had here tonight with CSRL and here the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. On Tuesday nights, obviously, we have Core Xfinity. On Mondays, we got the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinUpsForVets.com. And then on Sundays, we have the 191 Motorsports just kind of working back here and letting you know everything that we have currently on CRN. But we're going to get this thing back to green here as the pace car lights are going to go out. It's going to be green, white, checkered time. It's going to be overtime. It's going to be time to decide tonight's race winner. Cody Brewer, Devin Black on the front row, TJ Hanley, Dylan Jacobs, Dylan Emerson for your top 5. Thomas O'Connor, Harry Krantz, Will O'Connor, Brian Roy, and Tiffany Ellis for your top 10. We're back to 15 cars on the lead lap, and realistically, all 15 still have a shot at this win.
Yeah, anything can happen. These drivers, obviously, they love to battle each other each and every week. And here it comes down to it one more time. Here at Chicagoland, who will be your winner? Will it be the 12 of Cody Brewer? Will it be Harry Krantz back in an 11th, or excuse me, in 7th in the 11th car? Or will it be one of your biggest movers as Thomas O'Connor is sitting in 6th and Will O'Connor in 8th? So definitely interesting to see who can do what as the race comes to an end.
Pace car going to be making that violent left-hand turn one more time here tonight into pit road. It's going to be then in the hands and control of Cody Brewer on when he wants to get back on that loud pedal, and he does. A great restart here, maybe catching the outside line off guard here a little bit as he's going to get back to the lead, but TJ Hanley ready to go with him. He is now to the inside, battling for the lead. Dylan Emerson in 3rd as Cody Brewer is going to get passed there by TJ Hanley on the backstretch here. New leader is the 8. Can we get back to the line and get the white flag is the question. Battling now down into turns 3 and 4. White flag is in the air. A couple of cars into the wall.
White flag.
We will get the white flag. One more lap to go here at Chicagoland. The next flag will end it.
Ouch.
Another bounce off the wall from the 51. Cody Brewer just chops off the nose of Thomas O'Connor into turn 1. Close battling here as the 5 and 51 almost come together. Now the 11 looking for a pass. The 7 goes to the outside, almost 4 wide on the backstretch. But out front, TJ Hanley trying to hold off Dylan Emerson to the line as it got close right there. But TJ Hanley is going to come home your winner as, man, cars all over the place here at the end. Second place going to go to Dylan Emerson. Thomas O'Connor, big mover of the race, finishes up 14 spots. He's going to come home in 3rd. Cody Brewer, Harry Krantz for your top 5. Then you got Devin Black, Dylan Jacobs, Josh Duncan, Will O'Connor, and Tiffany Ellis for your top 10. But man, what a hectic run to the line.
Yeah, one heck of a finish here for the drivers. Obviously, last race or late race cautions always put on, a show that make you hold your breath. So hopefully the drivers got to breathe there for the last 1 minute or so. But TJ Hanley will walk away your winner. As you can see him driving backwards as at least he's celebrating after the fact, Carl, and
Yes,
not before.
yes.
He's known
Never going to leave that down.
Nope, never. Only person I've ever known that is throwing away a win by trying to celebrate early. It's like throwing down the football before you get to the end zone. But Dylan Emerson, obviously, joining him in a backwards lap. Backwards in reverse. Thomas O'Connor there in 3rd. Coming up through the field, up 14 spots. Cody Brewer will finish in 4th, and Harry Krantz in 5th for this evening. But I'll go ahead and let me get this ticker down here for you all, and then bring up the results so everybody can see where their favorite driver has finished here tonight. As in 6th place, going to be Devin Block. Dylan Jacobs in 7th, Josh Duncan in 8th, Will O'Connor in 9th, Tiffany Ellis finishes in 10th, Charlie Stafford in 11th, Matthew Hake back there in 12th, Brian Roy all the way back in 13th, Richard Covington Jr. back there in 14th, Kelly Akron finishing in 15th, Kyle Emerson in 16th, Cody Handler in 17th, Joshua Smith finishing in 18th. And then we still have a few more drivers that joined us here tonight. In 19th, it's going to be Ron Millam. At 20th, Jay Monin. And then Shane King spending the night out here with us tonight. So thank you, Shane, for bringing out the number 16 car. Bernie Ray's out there as well. So just give those all a shout out for being here tonight for the event. But again, congratulations to TJ Hanley for the win here at Chicagoland.
We're going to get our top 3 up here in a moment. Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight. Hit that like and subscribe to get you in touch with everything that we have to offer. I want to thank everyone behind the scenes here at Pit Road Speed Limit Racing as well. And I also want to give a shout out there for the help that Shane King gave here tonight with a little shout out and a send off to Greg Biffle here, and at the time to kind of think about everything that he's done for the racing community. But we got our top 3 here ready for their interviews. 3rd place here tonight, Jimmy, is going to be a man we talked to before the race. It's going to be the 18 of Thomas O'Connor.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Tom, welcome to the booth. Jimmy and Carl as normal. But just want to say congratulations on the run through the field, man. Up 14 spots. I can't notice or just recognize that sometimes coming from the back to the front is always difficult, but you made it look pretty easy tonight, almost giving yourself the opportunity, I think maybe with a few more laps to give a chance at that win here. But we want to say congratulations, but give us a little rundown, man. How was it out there, and how was it coming from the back to the front?
Yeah, guys, this is probably one of the best races that I've ran this season so far, even though I got the win last weekend. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of separation from everybody. And I was just in my groove. I just found a line that worked. And that first caution that we had, I decided to take tires with a lot of other people. And it was a rocket ship. I was just able to make really good moves. The car felt solid. And I just felt good. I was in the zone for it. And I just kind of was able to drive up towards the front. Got some green flag pit stops, which was awesome. But then that final caution that kind of got everything stacked up, that wasn't the best. The car wasn't feeling great. I think it was just the dirty air, just kept pushing. But that final green white checkered, I was just locked in, just had to get the best position I could, and it felt good. So I'm very proud of myself for tonight's race. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's we try to catch all the action on the track, and obviously it can be difficult at times. And obviously we always keep track of like the movers, and obviously when you start seeing them numbers go double digits here with only a 20 car field, you're wondering why were they in the back? So, but coming from the back and going to the front, we have a few drivers. That's what regardless of the situation, that's just what they do each and every week. So it's always fun to see somebody be able to complete that. But so congratulations on your 3rd place finish here. Definitely wanted to say congratulations and give you some time for any shouts at number 18.
Yeah, for all the viewers, if you guys are confused, this is a tribute to Greg Biffle's last win with Kyle Busch Motorsports in the truck. So that's why you're seeing a Toyota on a Chevrolet Camaro. So I wanted to really give it back. I'm a huge Kyle Busch fan, so I thought it was cool to give tribute to Greg Biffle. Terrible loss for the racing community and for his entire family. We wish his extended family, all the best wishes and prayers. I want to thank my family. This has been a great season so far. Great start to the season. Want to thank you guys, like always. You guys do an amazing job across all of your series. And we just very thankful that you're still here with us. But yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of this season starts, where we just made it halfway. So, just going to get locked down and focus. So, but thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
We really appreciate the shout outs, Tom. And again, congratulations on the great finish here. And look forward to talking to you, seeing you on the podium in the rest of the upcoming season. But until then, we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Oh, yeah. Watch out for next weekend.
Yes, sir.
Next week. Have a good one, guys.
It is your third place finisher here tonight, the 18 of Thomas O'Connor, getting it done, and hopefully he qualifies a little bit better, so he doesn't have as much struggle to get through the field here, but he certainly knows how to run through. Gets up 14 spots. Second place here tonight is going to be one of our points leaders coming in here tonight. That's going to be Dylan Emerson in the 6th. Dylan, we talked to TJ before the race, and talked to him about what it's going to take to kind of break away here a little bit from the tie that you guys are in the points. Is there ever going to be a separation? I mean, you guys finished 1-2 here tonight.
I don't think so. With the way me and him know how to finish races here, especially this season, I think it's going to come down to who gets a win in that preliminary 3 races before Homestead and who wins Homestead.
Well, it was certainly a fun one to watch here. Obviously, we know the playoffs are going to certainly shake things up when it gets down to it. But I mean, here tonight it was a good race. There was a lot of green flag racing, but kind of some timely cautions there, and obviously one that brought out the green white checkered here at the end. Did you like to see that caution there? Were you kind of upset that it maybe kind of cost you a chance here tonight?
I was upset with all the cautions except for the first one. I felt like the first one was fine. It got us off strategy, and it was looking good. And then that second one came out and kind of got us all back on the same cycle. And I was like, come on. Like, this was going to be really interesting how this was going to play out. And then we got trapped on that one caution. We had to take the wave around, and it just, iRacing messed up the field with that. I don't know if you guys saw the confusion or not, but
yeah, we did.
A lot of confusion.
Yeah, we did. And I did mention that I figured there was going to be some kind of issues because we had the lucky dog. We had a ton of cars getting a wave around, and we figured that's why he extended the caution there for a little bit. It gave you 2 less chances, lap wise to try and run down TJ. But either way, it seemed like it was going to be tough regardless. And I'm assuming at the end of the day, you're probably not too disappointed with the second place.
I'm very disappointed. I felt like one more lap, I probably would have had TJ. But he still did a good job. He still won. Congrats to him, unfortunately. But we'll try to get him next week.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on you next week and see if you can get a little redemption. But either way, good run out here, finishing second place. Before we let you go, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Shout out to you guys for doing this. We appreciate it a lot. And shout out to your GT3 series that I run in tomorrow with Dylan and Tiffany.
Absolutely. Well, good luck in that one. Hopefully you have a little bit more happy finish than he did here tonight. But either way, congrats again on the second. We'll let you go celebrate, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Sure.
Second place finisher here tonight, the 6th of Dylan Emerson. Top spot here tonight. Jimmy, it wasn't enough talking to us before the race. He wants to talk to us after the race as well. Top spot here tonight to the 8 of TJ Hanley.
And that wraps it up tonight, folks. As we'll got him. Yeah, welcome back to the booth, TJ. Obviously, Jimmy Carl up here. Congrats, man, on the finish and the victory here at Chicagoland. I know you're always excited. You're one of the more exciting drivers that we get a chance to talk to, and enthusiastic, especially about getting wins. But you did it again here tonight. You know, everything was kind of going good at a caution, and then you mixed up your strategy a little bit, and you put you back out in the front, and then in the front at the right spot at the right time, and in obviously a couple cautions later, you're just kind of leading this thing here to kind of give it to the end. So congratulations, man. Give us a little rundown, and maybe we missed something. You can kind of fill us in on how everything went tonight.
Truth be told, I am horrible at qualifying, unless it's a super speedway. Apparently, I'm really good at that. But no, I had a very poor qualifying effort. I think I qualified 8th. From there, I know we had a big scare coming out turn 4. I hit the bottom. I just wanted to be safe. So something happened. I had somewhere to go. Cost me a couple spots there, and then it was just riding around. And then we got the early caution. I decided right then and there, hey, you know what? I'll try two. Why not try 2 tires? Might as well try it out early. Tried it out. I felt pretty good about it. I also had a little bit of extra fuel. We did the fuel run. Went pretty far. Felt pretty good about what my strategy was. Thomas O'Connor was definitely the guy to beat in that initial part. Definitely was trying to learn what he was doing. Emerson was gone. Then we had that yellow about, I want to say it was somewhere around 30, 40, somewhere in there. And we had that yellow. And from there it was just game on, try to get myself in a better position, get ready for the long run. And I want to say that run lasted 4 or 5 laps, something like that. No, that was the one where we went to the green flag laps. No, we didn't go too long because then I took 2 tires again, and then I got the lead. Got out front. I battled with Roy for a little bit, and yes, those hits on coming out turn 4 on the front stretch, that's not on him. That was all me. That was me playing mind games with them. I hope he enjoyed that. I really do, because I did. I had a great time. I don't live to go out there and dominate. I live to go out there and I want to battle. I want to learn, and that's sometimes the best way to learn is to go out there and just door to door with somebody, scraping some paint or scratching vinyl. I don't know what you call it nowadays. Had the long run, and I was not sure what to do. My thought was, all right, with five laps to go left in fuel, I'll pit. And apparently that was everybody else's plan. Emerson had a great pit road entry, got right on my bumper. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a tough one. I think Lizard took 2 tires, and that's how he got the lucky dog with that yellow. A little bit of confusion, especially with all the wave arounds. I think that's just lack of experience. Not just on race control or the drivers. I think that's a little bit of experience on everybody. Honestly, everyone handled it fairly well. I think there was some contact, a little bit of accordion effect right there in the restart zone. So I know that wasn't ideal, but it's a good learning experience. I hope everyone does learn from that. I could give my take on what I think should be done, but it's not my league, not my call. From there, we had the quick yellow, and Brewer had the best jump he could have asked for. I don't know if he was on older tires. I don't know if he just stayed in 4th gear. Maybe he popped into 5th gear a little early. But I just had a better restart, and then I thought to myself, well, if I go low, I know Emerson's going to get the run off the high line, so I went high just to block it, dump a little dirty air on his nose. I think he knows that. So I dumped a little dirty air on his nose, came home with a W, and then I think he meant to tap me on the door, and he ended up hooking my right rear, but it's more than fun. I got to do a backwards victory lap, and I got to come talk to you guys like I predicted. Woo! I'm happy, boys. That was a lot of fun. I love speedways. I love my mile and a half cookie cutters.
Well, at least you got turned around or backwards, be after the start finish line this time. Not removing your pre-celebration little while ago, but definitely very memorable for yourself taking away a win, but celebrating a little too early. But tonight you get that victory again. You're back up here, still in that close battle here with Dylan. Obviously, you guys are going to continue to battle the rest of the season as you're about that halfway mark now. But again, man, I just want to say congratulations on the run and the continued consistency to give yourself a fighting chance for that championship towards the end. So before we let you go, we'll give you a little bit of time for any shots you might have at number 8.
Thank you to the crew who I got to work with today. It was cold, it was windy, we were not a happy bunch. But thank you to Side, Jeremiah, Jeff. Thank you to Sierra, Side's wife, for putting up with me whenever I come over. I do appreciate it. Thank you to all the THD drivers, Gary J, Ryan Sizemore, Justin Potts, Aiden Donahue, everybody. Honestly, like it's a true team effort, and I am just privileged to have so many people represent my brand on any given night in any given league. It's truly a blessing. Thank you, Jimmy and Carl, for putting on the broadcast. I do appreciate it. We know y'all are a busy bunch, but we do appreciate y'all. And to anyone watching, thank you for watching. It helps us. It helps them with the algorithm. We do appreciate it. Man, I'm stoked. It's a great way to end the night. It's a great way to end Wednesday, and I hope I get a couple more in me for the rest of the season.
Yeah, what a way to end or start hump day or end hump day to begin the long weekend here. So good luck for the rest of the races. Thanks for the shout outs. Again, congratulations on your victory here, but we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thank Carl. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.
That is your winner here tonight, the 8 of TJ Hanley, stretching out maybe a lead here in the points as he gets one spot better than the man he was tied with coming in, Dylan Emerson. So it's still going to be very close heading into to next week. And next week is going to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So we're going to go to not necessarily a cookie cutter track at all. The rectangle out there in the Midwest is going to play host for race number 7 for 55 laps as we get ever so closer to the cutoff for the playoffs. As again, 13 races in the regular season before we head to the playoffs. But you have to tune in next week to see who's got the top spot here for the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series at Indianapolis. But that's going to do it for myself here, for Jimmy and me here from Chicagoland Speedway. We'll see you at the track.
Peace.